Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel and new beer review. Ninkasi Brewing Company out of Eugene, Oregon. They've been around since 2006. This is Sleigh'r Winter Ale, brewed since 2009. Ninkasi does really good work. Their brewer, Jamie Floyd, has been brewing for a few decades, if I'm not mistaken. This is the bottle right here. Sleigh under the moon. On the back here it says, "Seize the season with Sleigh'r. Layers of deeply toasted malt are balanced by just enough hot bitterness to make it deceivingly drinkable. Paired with a dry finish, Sleigh'r is anything but your typical winter brew." That's the story I was reading right there. It's pretty short. The website gives the same story on it, but it adds tasting notes. An alt ferments with ale yeast at colder temperatures. Okay, so it's an alt beer. This effect gives alt a more refined, crisp lager-like flavor than traditional ales. The alt has been Ninkasified, raising the ABV and IBU. Sleigh'r has a deep toasted malt flavor that finishes dry and balanced. According to their website, it's available annually September through December. I believe it cost me about $1.50 a bottle. Malts are Two-Row Pale, Crystal, Munich, Caramel, roasted barley, and chocolate. Two-Row Pale is for fermentable sugars. It's also very light in color, hence the name pale. It can give bread, cracker flavors. Crystal malt, there's a whole array of them, from light to dark. Munich is very malt forward. Caramel, it increases body and aroma and foam retention. Roasted barley, toasted, and coffee characteristics. Chocolate malt is deceiving by the name. It might be chocolate in color, it's actually chocolate flavor. It's more of a roasted coffee flavor. The only hop that they use is nugget. That gives primarily floral aromas. It can be bittering or an aroma hop. I expect this to be full body, being that it's a winter beer. 7.2% alcohol, 60 IBU. This is a kind of a hard one to describe because it's a winter ale, but they say an alt. An alt beer is an amber ale. Alt means the old style of brewing, which is an ale, not a lager. Being a winter ale, it should be dark, usually dark, chewy, rich in flavor, very malty, could be a little bit sweet, some candy flavors, possibly some dark fruit, toasted, roasted, and sometimes really complex, with a lot of dark fruit flavors, spices add to them. Very deep mahogany brown. It's not black. What you see in the corner is fairly accurate. Thin head. It went from a 1/4 inch down to about paper pretty fast. There's no sediment or floating particles in it. Nothing there in suspension, it's just deep brown. Very rich brown color, I like that a lot. Soft cocoa, which is probably not from the chocolate malt. Caramel, light toffee as well, that's from crystal malt. A little bit of sweetness in there. Cooked sugar. Balloons up and covers the top and the bottom, sweeping back and forth. Roasted and toasted more than anything else. Gentle hints of caramel, toffee, and sweetness in there. Lingers a fair amount of time. This tastes medium body. Continues sweeping my mouth, primarily roasted. It's like coffee basically. Astringency, gentle hints of that caramel toffee sweetness. It does have bitterness to it. I think it's a malt bitterness, not hops. Roasted's up here, and way down here is that caramel toffee. I don't get any maltiness from the Munich. No bread, biscuit, cracker, anything from the Two-Row. I don't get any candy or fruity flavors out of it. No citrus, no tanginess, no earthy flavors. The mouthfeel is somewhat thick and chewy. It's not really rich or smooth or creamy. This is a fairly complex recipe, at least malt-wise, not hop-wise. I don't think there's a lot of character here. It's pretty much a roasted barley show. It tastes like roasted coffee to me. This is a bitter winter beer. Once again, it covers my entire mouth. Roasted flavor is all along here, and it's sharp. I mean, it tastes pretty bitter. Sticks around quite a while. I get extremely light caramel, toffee, sweet, a medium body. No fruit in this all, no candy. I still don't taste the Munich malt. Still no bread, grain cracker, no citrus, tangy, or earthy notes. It's primarily the roasted barley and chocolate malt, so that little bit of coffee and that sharp bitterness, followed by very faint caramel toffee from Crystal. The mouthfeel is still somewhat chewy. Complex recipe as before. Not rich or smooth. It tastes like a roasted, toasted coffee showcase. I can't tell the difference between the glass and the bottle. They taste the same to me. Earlier I said astringency. Normally that's from over-sparging. Could be like sucking a tea bag. I don't think that's what it is. I think they even admit they use lots of toasted malt. There are no real true off flavors to it. There's no diacetyl, chemical, fused alcohols, astringency, rubbing alcohol, oxidation, rubbery, rotten fruit, band-aids, anything like that. Would I buy this again? No, I wouldn't. Too much bitterness, the roasted flavor, I don't like that. Would I recommend it? If you like the more bitter beers, the more roasted flavors, getting close to coffee, I think you might like this beer. I've had a number of them, from sweet to malty to candy to dark fruit. This is one of the few I've had that has really bitter notes to it. If you're looking for a traditional winter ale with the other known flavors, the winter, the candies, the spices, the fruity, the malty, all that stuff, this is not a good example of it. Ninkasi Brewing out of Eugene, Oregon. This is Sleigh'r Winter Ale. It's an Altbier. If you have any comments, feedback, thoughts, anything about this beer or other beers, send me a message. All right, folks, all I have. Cheers. And those just looking for beer reviews, well, fuck that. Seize the season with Sleigh'r's. Fuck. No, that doesn't make any sense either. I'm just gonna open it. Fuck it. I always edit that out anyway.